In the parable of the sower, Octavia Butler asserts the only lasting truth is change. God is change. In my experience, belief in a deity aside, she's on to something. Everywhere I look, everything is always changing. That said, there are many different mechanisms of change. If we look to nature, we see slow processes like growth and decay, erosion and glaciation. We see mysterious processes like metamorphosis, where a creature literally melts into goo and then somehow reconstitutes itself as something completely different. And we also see sudden and violent change processes: flood, storm, and fire. Now, we humans also change in many different ways. We experience slow change, the kind so subtle we don't even notice it from day to day, but then recognize it only when we slow down, take stock, and realize that who we are now is not who we were before. We change sometimes in mysterious ways. We find ourselves drawn to habits or hobbies or places or ways of being for reasons we don't quite understand. Sometimes we change on purpose, deliberately choosing to make a shift or a series of shifts. We are changed sometimes by circumstances. So it's a truth that we know in our bodies. The only lasting truth is change. So today we're invited to take stock of the ways we've changed in the past years and to reflect on what, if anything, might be holding us back. Are there thoughts or habits or events or circumstances that are keeping us anchored in a place we no longer belong? Are there ways that we're feeling trapped or blocked? Are we ready to burn through whatever is in our way so that we can move into the future that's waiting for us? The reading that Jen just shared speaks to me right now, and particularly because I feel like we're living in a time of traumatic change. This is the immersion in darkness, and I want to believe that the seed is about to break open after the fire. I particularly love the line about the etymological link between the words emergent and emergency. It certainly feels as if we're in the midst of an emergency, but what if we're also witnessing something new emerging, a new way of being? Now, there are forces trying to ensure that what emerges is a more unjust and exploitative system, with the rich getting richer and the rest of us left behind to suffer. But there are also so many people who are pushing and dreaming and imagining new ways of being human, ways that are sustainable and compassionate and just. In the words of Joni Connors, trauma is located at the severe end of the spectrum of change processes, and by definition, trauma is overwhelming, but not all its effects are damaging, and even its most phenomenal devastations are followed by renewal in most of nature. Trauma creates opportunities by breaking patterns apart, giving us opportunities to change unproductive parts of our life plan. Many people are able to make healthful changes as a result of small to moderate traumas. And I don't want to minimize the horrors happening across our nation and around the world. For many, many people, these are not small to moderate, but completely devastating traumas. But there are two vectors that determine the impact trauma has on a particular person. The first is intensity, just how bad is it? And the second is proximity. How close to home does this land? Now, most of us in this room are far enough away from most of the horrible things that are happening, including the ones being done in our name, that we should be able to experience these as small to moderate traumas. We should be able to harness them as impetus for growth and healthy change, rather than collapsing into compliance and learned helplessness, or hiding in denial and giving in to despair. But we have to work at it. We have to use the techniques for regulation and co-regulation we learned in the first part of this year. Our nervous systems sometimes need help differentiating between immediate life-threatening danger and our existential fears. As I've said before, I think we're all walking around with at least a mild case of media-induced PTSD. And we need to tend to our brain chemistry and our nervous system so that we can stay human and retain access to the parts of our brain that allow for creative problem solving and compassionate connections. But if we do that, if we're willing to do the work, we become stronger and wiser and braver. We harness the power of post-traumatic growth. We become the people the world needs us to be. Now, if it feels self-indulgent to focus on personal growth when the world is on fire, let me share this poem by my colleague, the Reverend Peter Friedrich, called Possibility. The acorn scoffs at the notion that it is the source of the mighty oak. Ridiculous, replies the raindrop as it falls and joins its kin upon hearing rumors of how the Grand Canyon came to be. The marble block does not believe its eyes when shown a picture of the Pietà, nor the musical note its ears when it hears the Eroica and every love song ever written. A stone does not see itself as the foundation on which the great cathedral rests. A leaf cannot conceive that it breathes for all the world. Is it any wonder, then, that we too think ourselves so small? As we reflect on the past year and plan for the year to come, I'd like to invite us all to reflect on ways we might be thinking ourselves small, to consider letting some of those go. Perhaps there are stories we tell ourselves that keep us from acting on our convictions. Can we give those to the fire? Perhaps there are habits that are getting in the way of our stepping into the fullness of our potential. Are we ready to surrender them? Fire can be dangerous when it's out of control, but it can also serve as a beacon. It can cook good food. It can keep people warm and alive in a harsh environment. It can light a fire underneath a person, can get us moving, changing, and growing. Fire can open the prison, can open the seeds of possibility that lie within us. The poet Rainier Rilke writes in Go to the Limits of Your Longing, flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. And the I in that sentence is spirit, is power, is goodness, is an inexorable process of social and moral evolution. I believe that 2026 is a year that will invite us to burn brightly, invite us to break open, invite us to find brave and beautiful ways to express the best of who we are. May we accept the invitation. So be it, and so may it be.